We are live. Welcome back with Murphy Mag to another episode of the Fitness Beginner Podcast, where we help you get started on your fitness journey. What is going on, everybody? Hope you all are having a great week so far. Well, you should be listening to this on a Monday, so I hope you have a great week. And yeah, go after your goals, go after your dreams, whatever it is that you trying to achieve right now. Good luck on that. You got this. I believe in you. But yeah, today's podcast topic, it's probably gonna be a quick one, but I want to talk about something that I'm having to focus on right now in my training because I just started training for another triathlon. So I'm training for the Brett Robinson, I think it's Gulf Coast Triathlon, something like that. Brett Robinson Triathlon in Gulf Shores. It's an Olympic distance triathlon. I've done it before in the past, but I just started. So one thing that I'm focusing on now is rest and recovery because when it comes to triathlon, you are training a lot and you're doing three different disciplines. You're doing three different sports. So when you do that, you have to train a lot. A lot of times you do in 2 days to try to fit in all your training in, especially if you're trying to do working out as well. So you got to be very, very strategic about your training plan, about your recovery, about your rest and things like that. And I will say, please forgive me if I sound kind of monotone right now because I'm extremely tired. It's 8 o'clock at night, which for me, that's late. That's late for me. I go to bed pretty early. Normally I'm in the bed almost now. But yeah, I'm just super exhausted. I don't know why. I ran in the middle of the day today. Probably wasn't very smart. In the middle of the day, like 12 o'clock when it was 90 something degrees outside, smoking hot. I got burnt. My back and my chest is straight red right now, like a strawberry. Just 1 hour in the sun, literally, and I'm fried. It's terrible. It's shout out to all the gingers out there. Y'all know the struggle. It's hard to be a ginger out here, especially in this Alabama heat. They don't play no games. But yeah, something I've been struggling with lately is just feeling rested and feeling recovered. Which recovery, I'm pretty good. Like I don't have sore muscles very much. I mean, you do get sore muscles, but they're not like super super sore. It's not pretty bad. I'm pretty used to having sore muscles, but lately for some reason I don't know why. Something turning 26 has just took a toll on me. Like I do not feel rested at all anymore. Like I'm always tired. By the time, well, not always. Let me phrase that. By the time like I leave work and I get home in the afternoon, I'm done. Like I'm pooped. Like I don't want to do nothing else. I don't know what it is, but it's like it hit me like a ton of bricks, and now like it ain't going away. And I was talking to my wife earlier, and I was like, yeah, I don't know what it is or why I'm feeling this way all of a sudden, but like I just noticed, and she said, that's what happens when you turn 26. When you're officially an adult, you get off that your parents' insurance. You're officially an adult now. And I was like, yep, that's what it was. As soon as I turned 26, now I can't get rested. So I don't know, something about night times. I get tired. I can't stay up and do things like I used to at nighttime. Like I got to go to sleep because I don't have no energy. Like I don't want to do nothing. Like it took everything in me to get on this podcast right now. I literally have been sitting at my desk for over an hour now, contemplating doing this podcast, which I don't know why. I'm so like I could have been done to this an hour ago and I could be done with it already. But here we are. I made myself do it because I wasn't gonna admit to something and then not do it. So here we are. An hour later, we just now doing it. So that's my little ramble. Sorry, but yeah, we're gonna talk about rest and recovery because it's one of the most overlooked, kind of parts of your fitness journey, especially when it comes to a training block. If you're training for something specific, but it's very important and you got to have it, especially as a beginner, because when you're first starting out, you're going to be very sore. You're going to be doing new movements that you've never done. Your muscles are going to be moved and worked in different ways that they've never been worked in. So rest and recovery is important, and it can make or break your progress if we're being honest. Like you can definitely overdo it when it comes to fitness for sure, and we all know that. If your body's sore, it's telling you something. Hey, maybe you shouldn't work out this muscle again until it's recovered. It's pretty common sense at this point, or at least I would think so. So first, we're going to talk about why rest and recovery matter. So most people think you grow in the gym, like you get stronger, you build muscle in the gym. That's not true. You grow during recovery. That's when growth happens. When you're recovering, when you're resting. So that's when your muscle repairs itself and it grows after training, not during your training. During your training, you're breaking down the muscle. When you recover, you're repairing the muscle. You're making it stronger. It's getting bigger. It's getting stronger. So without rest, your performance is going to suffer, and your injury risk is going to go through the roof. Like you're way more prone to injury when you have a lack of sleep, lack of recovery, lack of rest. Your risk increases a lot. So we want to stay away from that, especially at the beginning stages, because you already know it's hard for you to get started. But if you get injured when you first get started, well, that's pretty much a wrap right there. Like, you're gonna quit if you get out of the rhythm of going. You get hurt, like, you're probably gonna fall off. Let's just be honest. That's just how it works. So we don't want to do that, and we don't want to overtrain, because overtraining is gonna lead to burnout. It's gonna lead to you being fatigued. And then you could also suffer some other things like, mood swings, sleep issues, no progress, plateaued progress. So we don't want that. We want to have a good mix and good balance. Also, on top of that, mental recovery is just as important as the physical recovery. So that stress is going to impact your recovery and your performance. So stress just from your typical everyday life, or from work, or from home, that's going to have an impact on your physical fitness as well. So we want to reduce stress as much as we can, and it's also going to help. It's going to work against your recovery. Like, you're not going to be able to recover as well if you're more stressed. Sorry, I'm trying to get comfortable here. But yeah, we wanted to reduce that as much as we can. So there's different types of rest and recovery types. You have the first one, which is passive recovery. So what is passive recovery? This is, think of like a full rest day. So like a rest day where you do absolutely nothing. You have not nothing, but like no structured activity. You have no training, no walking or anything like that. No recovery at all. No structured activity whatsoever. This is a full rest day. That's passive recovery. Next, we have active recovery. So active recovery is still a type of recovery, but you're doing something. You're not doing nothing. So think of like light movements. So think of walking, stretching, yoga, cycling. Maybe even if you went for like a light swim or something, that could be active recovery. Just something that's very easy on the body, but it's getting your body moving. It's getting your blood flowing, your blood pumping, getting your body moving, stretching out a little bit. It's not just not doing anything at all. The next type of recovery is sleep. So this is the ultimate recovery tool. We all know this. Sleep is very, very important. You should aim to get 7 to 9 hours of sleep per night. I don't think I really have to explain myself on this one. Everybody knows we need sleep. Get more sleep. Everybody could use more sleep at this point, because we all, waking up early, going to bed late, and that's just how it is nowadays. But try to get sleep as much as you can. It's going to be your ultimate recovery tool for sure. And not just, when I say sleep, I don't just mean like total time of sleep. Total time of sleep is good, but you need actual quality sleep. Yeah, you can sleep we'll just say 8 hours. You can sleep 8 hours a night, and the quality of that sleep be low or not good quality. You like 8 hours of good quality sleep is going to do way more for you than poor quality sleep. And there's a lot of things that go into that. Just some things right off the top of my head I can think of is like caffeine. Like, if you're taking caffeine late at night or in the afternoon, yeah, you may be able to fall asleep and still get 8 hours of sleep, but the quality of that sleep that you're going to get with caffeine in your system is going to be of lesser quality. Like, it's not going to be as good. So try to, cut off caffeine at least by like 2 p.m. at the latest in the afternoon. You really shouldn't be drinking any caffeine after that, because it's going to affect your sleep whether you realize it or not. People are thinking, well, I can drink caffeine and go right to sleep. No problem. Yeah, you can. I can do that too. But what you don't realize is that caffeine is still in your system. It's still affecting your sleep. And you're not getting as good of sleep as you could if it wasn't in your system. So try to cut off caffeine earlier in the day if you can. That's going to help you out with getting better quality sleep. And then other things like, if you snore while you sleep, try to fix that. If you have like sleep apnea and things like that, there's all kinds of things that can affect your sleep. Quality of your sleep, not just the total amount of time of your sleep. So yeah, aiming for a total time, that's good and all, but you want to make sure the quality of your sleep is good too. So lower the air conditioner in your house at night. You want it cooler in your house. If you need a nose strip to breathe better at night, I use those a lot. Do that. If you like to use mouth tape to make sure you're not mouth breathing at night, that's cool too. I do that as well. So just figure out the different things that work for you. So that way you can get the best quality sleep as possible. The next type of recovery is your nutrition. So again, food is fuel. Fueling your body post workout with protein, carbs, and hydration is key. Like you got to have this food to rebuild your body, to refuel your body. Your body simply cannot grow without the fuel, without nutrition, without good food, the protein, the carbs, and rehydrate body after you work out. So nutrition is also key as well when it comes to recovery. And then last, you get to recovery. So think of like meditation, breath work, taking breaks from your screens, like your phone or laptop or whatever, TV maybe. And also you can do like journaling. So any kind of mental practice that helps you kind of relax, take your mind off things, that helps you recover, mentally. These are good things. I like all these: meditation, breath work, breaks, which I should take some more of. I admit I'm addicted to my phone. I know I am. I'll admit it. I'm not afraid to admit it. So I probably should take some more screen breaks. That probably would help my mental a lot. And then journaling, that's good to do. I like to do, a little quick journal entry every morning before I start my day, just to get me rooted and get me going for the day. So next, we're gonna talk about some actionable recovery strategies. So when you think of rest, I want you to schedule rest into your workouts, into your routine every day, or not every day, but each and every day, just like you do your regular workouts. So like say Monday is chest day, Tuesday is back day. Well, guess what Wednesday is? Wednesday is rest day. It needs to be scheduled in there. You need to schedule it just like your workout. And I'm not saying you have to lay it out just like that. That was just an example. So you want to include at least one, if not two rest days in your plan. And this is going to be a good general number. Some people may be more than that. You may need to include more than that, and that's okay when you're getting started. But then you can, you probably want to add more training days as you get more advanced. But for right now, at least one, probably two, and you could even go 3 or 4. But I would say you want to train at least 3 days a week, so that would be 4 rest days. But yeah, at least 1 or 2 every week. So think another way you can incorporate these rest days or like rest weeks is every like 4 to 6 weeks. I like to do what you call a deload week. So a deload week is not a week where you just take off completely, but it's a week where you dial everything back. So like you may do the same workouts, but you dial back the intensity. Maybe take some weight off or take some of the reps off. Dial back the intensity. That way it just lets your body recover. And maybe even throw in an extra rest day in a week. And do that about every, 4 to 6 weeks. I'd say about 6, well, yeah, it just depends on what you're training for at the time. But 4 to 6 weeks is a good time period for throwing in a deload week in there every now and then, just to let your body recover, for a good week to recover. And a lot of times what you'll find is on these deload weeks is you'll find the next week when you come back and really start pushing it again, you'll find that you're actually stronger than you were before you took the deload week. And that's because your body's had time to fully recover, and it's kind of rebuilt itself, and then you're ready to go that following week. So it's good to periodize deload weeks into your training. So you want to master the art of recovery. So on non-lifting days, I like to do what we call active recovery, which we talked about a little bit earlier. So take a walk, 30-minute walk, do some low intensity cardio. I like doing, the Peloton, which is just a spin bike. I like doing a spin bike. I've been swimming a lot lately because I'm doing triathlon training. So swimming's a good, active recovery that you can do. So on your non-lifting days, if you don't want to just take the whole day off, like me, I don't like just doing nothing. So I like to do some kind of active recovery, like going for a walk. Honestly, that's what I would recommend for most people. Go for a walk. That's like the best form of active recovery that you can do, just because it gets you outside, gets you moving, get your blood flowing, you get some sun, get some fresh air. And to me, walking is it's kind of meditative. Like don't take your phone, or you may have to take your phone, but don't even walk with no headphones in. Just walk. You and yourself and your own thoughts. And it's kind of like a little, it's kind of meditative. Or take your dog. That's what I like to do. I like to walk my dog. Me and my wife go for walks a lot. So we enjoy doing this. Especially, you can make it a family event. Take your spouse with you, take your kids with you, take your dog with you, whoever. and y'all go walk, and that's just a good like little bonding time that we like to do. So I think that one a lot. You could also try some mobility work, do some yoga, something to keep the blood flowing and promote that healing. So don't always just think your rest days need to be passive rest days where you do absolutely nothing. I think after active recovery rest days are just as good. Next, we want to prioritize our sleep hygiene. So set a consistent sleep and wake schedule. So if you have a normal work schedule, this is pretty easy to do because you're gonna, go to bed around the same time. You're gonna wake up at the same time every day with your work schedule, which I know some people have very weird work schedules. It's different all the time. So for you, you just gotta kind of have to do the best you can. But for most people, when you have the same work schedule, just be consistent with it. Like go to bed around the same time and wake up at the same time, which you probably already wake up at the same time because you have to be at work at the same time every day. But the different thing, the one that's hard there is going to bed at the same time. So try to get your body in a rhythm of not waking up, going to bed at the same time each and every day. And this will help with like your circadian rhythm. It'll help with things like that. Also, what you can do is limit your screen exposure at least 1 hour before bed, if not 2 or even 3 if you can. Limit that screen because you're getting the blue light from your screen, which tells your body, hey, it's daylight, it's daytime. We're supposed to be awake because your phone gives off blue light. And this is signaling to your brain that it's time to wake up. It's time to it's daylight. It's not time to go to bed. So it kind of messes with your circadian rhythm a little bit because you're supposed to wind it down going to sleep, but your brain's getting these signals that it's still daytime. So just try to limit that screen exposure the best you can. And then also keep your room cool and keep your room dark and avoid caffeine after 2 p.m. So like I mentioned earlier, lower your air conditioner a little bit at night. Make your room cooler. And studies show that you sleep better if the room's cooler, if you're in a cool room, which to me honestly makes no sense because, yeah, you make the room cool, but then you get under a blanket and you get your body warm. So it defeats the whole purpose of having a cool room. But the studies swear by it. The studies show that you sleep better in a cool room, even though you're covering up with blankets. I don't get it. I don't understand it. But the science is science. I can't go against it. But that's just what it is. I don't know. Oh well. I'm gonna trust them. I'm gonna trust the studies and think that I'm getting a better sleep. I don't know. Oh well. Maybe a little placebo effect in there. But hey, if it works, it works. Number 4, eat for recovery. So post-workout meals, make sure you're getting protein, about 30 grams of protein every meal or so, and get some carbs in right after your meal. That's going to help you recover, help replenish your fuel, your glycogen stores and all that. So getting some good food in, right after your meal. Right after your workouts. If you don't do carbs, definitely do at least protein, but protein and carbs will help with recovery after a workout. I know some people do like low carb diets and keto and things like that, so you may not be able to utilize the carbs after your workout, but at least get some protein in, and this will help, kind of speed up that recovery process. And then also stay hydrated. This is a given. I shouldn't have to tell you this. Stay hydrated. I would say a gallon of water. That's pretty. It's an easy way to put a number to it. Is a gallon. Honestly, a gallon's probably a little bit more than what you need, but to measure things out, it's just easy to say a gallon. So I would say a gallon. Yeah, that's if you get a gallon in, then you know for a fact you hit your water goal for the day because you probably got a little bit more than what you really need. But yeah, I would go for a gallon. That just keeps it simple. Number 5, listen to your body. Don't ignore fatigue. Don't ignore soreness. Don't ignore, irritability, mood changes, things like that. These are signs that you probably need to rest, that you're probably overdoing it. You need to recover. You're doing too much. So listen to your body. And then modify your intensity or take an extra day off when needed based off how your body feels. And I'll be the first to say, you're going to be sore. That's a given. You're going to be sore, especially starting out if you're lifting weights. That's part of it. But I'm talking about when you get that soreness, if you're feeling an injury or if you're feeling super, super, super sore, you definitely need to take an extra day off or be smart. Or if say your chest is sore, but your back and your legs are still good, then you can still work out your back and your legs. Just take off from your chest. You know what I'm saying? Whatever body part is sore, just don't do that one until it recovers. And yeah, listen to your body. If you feel like you're overdoing it, you're probably overdoing it. And then number 6, use your recovery tools wisely. So like recovery tools like foam rolling, massage guns, compression gear like the compression boots that you see a lot nowadays, Epsom salt baths, ice baths, things like these. Use these, to your advantage. They're good tools to use, so use them if you can, and they will help recovery. I'll be the first to say they're not going to work wonders. Like they're not going to be the end all be all. I promise you, I've used all these. I've foam rolled. I've used massage guns. I've done ice baths. Yeah, they help, but they help very little in the grand scheme of things, and they will speed up recovery. But at the end of the day, you're probably still going to be sore. You know what I'm saying? If you're working out hard, training hard. But that's part of it. Your body will naturally heal itself. And these are good tools. They are good to use. And some people really enjoy using different recovery tools, and that's cool. I'm all for it. Do it. It's probably not going to hurt you. It can only help you if you're doing it correctly. So use them to your own advantage, but just know that they're not going to make you feel 100% better. They're not just going to work all the magic. So you still got to give your body time to rest and recovery. It's going to take time. These are all think of these as like supplements to, rest and sleep. It's just like a supplement that you take, not the end all be all. It's just going to help. It's not going to replace anything. So yeah, after saying all that, you got to kind of change your mindset around recovery. And I have a problem with this as well. So think of rest as it's not lazy. You're not being lazy if you have to rest. It's a strategy. Think of it as, not think of it as a strategy to help you recover and make you, last longer. So think you want to train hard, but you got to recover even harder to recover from the training. So think of recovery as think of it as a form of discipline. It's just like training. It's just part of your training. So training is part of your, your routine. You're working out. Recovery is part of that too. It's part of it. It's a discipline of your fitness journey. So give yourself permission, to slow down, take rest days, recovery if you need them, and it's going to help speed up your progress. But at the same time, you can't be a little, I don't know what's the right word. You can't be weak, man. You can't just say, "Oh, my pinky hurts. I'm gonna take a day off." This is not an excuse for you to take a day off because you don't feel like working or you may be a little sore. Like this, I'm saying be smart when you know you're borderline injury, super sore. You'll know. Just use your best judgment. Don't use that as an excuse to take off just because I said if you're sore you can take a day off. That's not what it's about. So I challenge you this week in your training, if you don't already, at least one full rest day, or take that rest day and use it as some kind of active recovery, this week. Implement it into your training routine. And then another thing I really want you to focus on is improving your sleep. This is a big one. Try to create you a wind down routine. Everybody has a morning routine. Everybody has a cool morning routine. They do all these things, they check all these boxes, and they get going for the day. But they don't have that for the end of the day. They don't have that for winding down. So I challenge you, create a wind down routine. You probably already kind of have one. You just don't call it a routine. You probably already kind of do the same things every night. But yeah, you used to get ready for the bed, turning your lights off, dimming the lights if you can dim them, turn your screens off, put your phone up or whatever. Do whatever you do, wash your face, all the things you do to get ready for bed. Kind of use this as a way to wind down. If you like to read at night, read you a little book. It's gonna all these things gonna calm the mind, lower the air in the house to make it cooler, things like that. So yeah, that's pretty much all I got for you for recovery. Remember, recovery is gonna equal growth. That's where you grow. It's not where, recovery is not just being lazy. So sleep's critical, nutrition's critical, recovery is critical. Obviously, listen to your body, and I just encourage you to take recovery seriously, especially if you're training for an event like I'm doing right now. I'm training for my triathlon. So recovery for me right now is very important because I'm doing a lot of training. I'm doing 3 different disciplines. I'm doing swimming, biking. Actually, I'm doing 4. I'm doing swimming, biking, running, and I'm weight training every week. Not every day. I'm doing something every day, 7 days a week. A lot of those are 2-a-days. I'm training, I'm working out, and doing something, either swimming or biking or running. So recovery for me is very, very important. and it's important for you as well if you're training for something specifically. But it's also important just in your everyday, fitness routine, your normal workouts, your normal everyday day to day things. So yeah, hope y'all enjoy that. Thank y'all for listening. If you hadn't yet, go ahead and subscribe to the podcast. Apple Podcast, Spotify, wherever you at. YouTube, we're at the Fitness Beginner Podcast. Go ahead and subscribe over there. I appreciate it. If you hadn't yet, share the podcast with your friends, with your family, somebody you know that's starting their fitness journey or looking to get started or has already started, and they just need something to listen to. I appreciate it. Y'all have a great day. Peace, love, protein. We out.